So I'm Andy Rink. I'm a Stanford Biodesign Fellow. I'm a physician. I'm currently in my general surgery residency.
I'm Varun Boriah. I'm a specialty fellow at Biodesign. I'm a mechanical engineer by training.
The need area we're working in is to treat sleep terrors in children. They essentially are like a really severe nightmare that kids cannot be awoken from. They last up to 30 minutes and can occur nightly.
Fin.
And they're different from nightmares because they happen during deep sleep versus a nightmare happening in REM sleep. So that's why the children can't be woken up, because they're stuck in deep sleep. So they're very severe and hard for the parents to watch, and they really start to affect the parents' quality of life.
So what we're able to do is strategically change sleep stages during a normal night of sleep, and by doing that, able to cure sleep terrors. One thing that was really great about this project was we were able to very quickly get into user testing.
The solution that we ended up with is a fairly low-risk solution, where we were able to essentially build a functional prototype with mostly off-the-shelf components.
Our concept was vibration-based, and so we got off-the-shelf vibrating alarms for deaf people and ended up testing with that. What
we're looking at doing is something that has been used in consumer products and sold commercially for a long time. We're just testing, applying it in children with night terrors. There's a long predicate of this being a safe approach.
The clinical literature gave us confidence that the mechanism of action we were using to treat these users was effective, and so we asked ourselves the question of can we use this technology to achieve that mechanism of action, and we could answer that question with a scientific study.
The clinicians we talked to were very interested in doing the studies, and we had great buy-in from all the children's sleep specialists that we talked to. I think that's when we really decided to push doing the user testing and go through the IRB.
The first step was to go out and find principal investigators who were excited about the project and were willing to engage with us. And then went about writing the protocol itself, deciding who the best users to enter the study, what were the criteria we would use to evaluate those users, and then establish what the testing protocol would look like. The testing involves a initial visit to the clinic, followed by a 2-week baseline monitoring period and a 4-week use period, and subsequent follow-up for 2 months.
We designed the study to test the feasibility of our technology. We want to see if our solution will achieve the effect that we want in these kids with night terrors. So we've worked with a statistician, and we have found kind of what the minimal number is that we need to be statistically confident and have statistical significance that we have been able to have some sort of an effect. So we recruited through both through physicians and also just through the general public. We contacted pediatricians at Stanford, we contacted pediatricians in the local area, and they were all very positive and interested in recruiting for our study, and we've had a good amount of patients brought in through that method. We've also recruited largely through public means. So we put up flyers in a lot of places all over campus. We put them up at day schools or in preschools, put them up at the train station, literally all over Palo Alto and the surrounding area. We've also done a lot of online recruiting. So we've had posts in some of these parent networks, some of these parent support groups. We've done some traditional Google AdWords recruiting. And some word of mouth. We're starting to do some social media recruiting. So all of these have been various ways of just reaching the general public. The ones that come to the general public take a lot longer to be ready to be enrolled in the study. It takes a lot more work. There's more excluded through that route, but that's where the parents are. They don't necessarily go to their physicians.